different path. Nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return. Something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You are mine. Come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne.
Good afternoon, all of you beautiful Irish people watching and anyone who may be watching from overseas as well. And welcome to the RLI 2v2 Spring Grand Finals, where we have an absolutely banger matchup coming to you. I'm Nualaoch. I'm going to be joined this evening by Decomp. And Decomp, I say this is going to be a banger matchup. It's one of these players that have already been through once this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, look, it's the rematch of the winners' final from earlier. I'd imagine both teams know how intense this can be, so they will have to bring their A game. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of metrics change, I guess, as we go into the rematch.
Yeah, and speaking of rematch, I suppose we should probably tell the viewers at home exactly who is playing in this rematch, and that is, of course, going to be Uwu Stepdad on the blue side, a name that I hope will make everyone at home as uncomfortable as it has been making me since I first read it 10 minutes ago, versus Otis, who will be playing on the orange side. And a couple of names that you may recognize, it's Wrench and Orange on the blue side, and then Dimitrov and Captain Quark making the grand return over on the orange side.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'd be familiar with some of the players playing against them in some of the six-mans or any of the other events that might be run on the server. Then on the other team, on Odie's, Captain Quark and Dimitrov, two players we haven't seen play at, maybe the upper stages of a tournament for quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
And of course, as you say, like this upper stages of the tournament, there's been some teams fallen that maybe we were expecting to go a little bit further, and Odis have done their bit in kind of, making sure that those teams didn't get all that far.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a really good run. They've done well. They took the, I guess a minor hit in losing to Stepdad the first time, but then going down and having to face the team that took out the first seed, then beating them as well to get it here. So, yeah, they've had a quite impressive run through the lowers.
Yeah, it's been an exciting day of games so far, and of course, it's always exciting to me. We don't get to see a lot of 2v2 tournaments, Decomp, and so when we actually get one that comes around, it's a fun time because it is a different style of Rocket League to the 3v3, to the 1v1s that we see. Both of those a lot more than we see these 2v2s.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a shame. I mean, obviously, the people in the server who might know me or know the way I play in general, I love twos. I play a lot of 2v2. So seeing a 2v2 tournament, and specifically a 2v2 tournament with this rank cap, I think it's really interesting. It brings a really fascinating metric to it. So, yeah, I mean, I think the rank cap, it'll give... I think we were talking about this some time ago. It'll give some players that don't get the opportunity to shine often the chance here to really, show their mettle.
Yeah, definitely will. And now it'll happen on stream as well. No matter what's been going on during the day, we're now live on stream. It's grand finals, best of 7. And Uwu Stepdad, they are that top seed coming in because they won the winners final against Odis. Originally means that they're coming in with a 1-game advantage. It will be 3 games for Uwu Stepdad to take home the title. It'll be 4 games for Odis if they want to do so, as teams are joining sides. But it looks like mistakes are happening as look. This is it. Some of these players not used to the highest level of competition. They're not used to joining when they're told to, I guess. But hey, we're underway now. We have everyone on the correct side. Uwu Stepdad on the blue side, up against Odis on the orange side. And we are underway with game number 1 of this grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be an interesting start. Kick off straight away. You can see the pace of the game. They're going to try and set the pace. I'd imagine, look, they're going to try and find weakness early on. But...
They are. And of course, the thing about twos is you see a lot more open space on the pitch than you do necessarily in threes. And that just means if you can demo someone as well, if you can get a second bump there, that could have been a goal. And you can see Wrench trying to create the space for Aaron as well, trying to open up space in front of the goal. And it does work very effectively in twos. Those bumps just come in so crucial so much of the time.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's a massive thing. Again, you lessen the amount of players on the pitch compared to threes and you have 2v2. You demo 1. It's a massive, massive advantage to have. I think that and boost management are huge in 2v2.
Nice placement on the shot by Quark, and that's it as well. Is there's just a little bit more space, and that means that these misses off your back wall leave that little bit more space than they do in threes as well. And so Wrench and Aaron just lost in the corner there. And good shot placement by Captain Quark as well. No chance for anyone to get to that from the side of Uwu Stepdad.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely placement on that shot. Bottom left, it's very difficult to stop, particularly coming from that corner, the far corner, trying to get across. A difficult scenario to be in, causing the early goal.
Yeah, so now both teams trying to settle into this, and Dimitrov trying to actually dunk on that as well. Feeling out how much space they have on the pitch, feeling out how much space they can open up as well. And it's a bit more pressure again now by the OT side. It will be loosened up a bit here by Wrench finally unscrewing that one, but not able to get the ball too far out. It'll now be on Aaron, who's just shut down by Captain Quark. There's been good pressure early on by Otis. They've been keeping this Uwu stepdad side pinned into their own half, and the clears just aren't quite there, which may be a little bit unusual, I think, in twos as well, Decomp, because we're saying there's a lot of space, there's a lot of room to get the ball clear, and so you should be able to get this ball out of your half, I think, a little bit more effectively than we're seeing.
Absolutely. I think, look, a massive thing is composure. Oh, and I see that just shows you the counterattacks that can happen in twos. It just, the ball gets cleared and all of a sudden it comes back down your end. It shows just how important it is to get a clear that you can follow. I think that's a really important thing to note.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of over-eagerness by the stepdad squad as they finally moved out of their own half and then just pushed a little bit too far forward on that one. But kickoff goal, not quite. Not going to come down. Aaron with the follow-up, not going to get it either. It's going to come out off the top right of the goal. But a good kickoff there, nearly led to something, but it will just be Captain Quark running the pitch again. We'll look for Dimitrov in the middle, but Dimitrov backed out that one very early on. And Captain Quark getting demoed. That attack will break down for the time being. This ball is loose in front of the stepdad goal, though. Need to be a little bit careful, but just no follow-up there. As once again, just the extra bit of space in twos, meaning that these balls are just being left places a little bit longer as the game goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing we'll notice is I'd imagine that space will begin to tighten up as the series goes on. A lot of players trying to cover more ground, try to be the aggressor and try to get in on those challenges early because, again, in twos, it's a massive situation. When you have the ball, you can apply so much pressure. If you starve them a boost and starve them with the ball, that's when the mistakes happen in 2v2.
Yeah, and we'll see if boost starving does work out. Aaron did a good job of picking it up in his own corner, so there shouldn't be a huge amount of boost here to follow up on. It looks like this attack is slowing down for a while. Captain Quark did plenty, though. Didn't get the shot quite on target, and Aaron will easily clear this one. And this will be dribbled out of defense, means, though, that Aaron has just run straight into Dimitrov, who reads that one well as Aaron tried to take it out of defense. We'll get one more chance at it. We'll lift it over one. We'll try to lift it over the second one as well, but the ball got away from Aaron a little bit there. Could have been a good shooting chance on the counter-attack, and that's something we haven't really seen yet from Uwu Stepdad in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like it really could have been a promising opportunity, but he just, as I said, it looked like it could have been a promising opportunity. I think Aaron's difficulty came, he kind of lost his boost in the air, so didn't have too much to get the dunk, but I think that might have played a factor there.
Could definitely have, and we'll have to see. It's the boost control, as you said, so important in a twos game because just your positioning and your ability to get around the map is so important because there's only two of you. You can't get covered by the third man when he isn't there, so keeping an eye on these players as the game continues on. A minute and a half left in this game. It is looking like Odie's in full control in this game one. And as a reminder, of course, Uwu Stepdad come into this game with a one-game advantage. So Odie's winning this will just tie up our grand final for the time being. And we would just be at even best 5 status from there on out. Of course, I mean, if you're Uwu Stepdad, you want to close this game out early. You want to close out this series as early as possible. And they'll be looking. There's still time for a comeback in this game, Decomp.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, in twos, again, it's a really volatile game mode. It's like 1v1. As I said, look, it's a very, very volatile game mode. A lot like ones, a lot of goals can go in. Games can change really, really quickly. But I do think that, the Orange team having the lead going into this last minute, it'll be a big confidence boost if they can tie the series back this early.
Yeah, they'd love to do that. Dimitrov, though, under pressure. Aaron gets a demo, but doesn't get a touch on the ball, and so this won't be a goal for the time being. But that means there's space in the middle of the pitch. Wrench over to Aaron again. Aaron just touches it back. They're keeping the ball in this Aaron half for the time being. Dimitrov will launch it long, though, and there's going to be a lot of pressure onto the stepdad goal. They will manage to get it clear for the time being. It's a good touch over into the corner. The demo should slow this play down for the time being. That's on target. Captain Quark will put it there. Wrench can't quite get back in time, and that's a third goal rolling in with 30 seconds left on the clock. This really feels like it's an Orange game one.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate classic scenario in twos, just a slight overcommit there, both of them pushing into the same corner. Again, if your teammate goes for the ball and gets beat in that scenario, it's very, very difficult to get back when there's only two of you.
Yeah, it is. And so far, I mean, it's been really the blue team. It's been that stepdad side struggling to get back a lot more than it has been the OD squad. This could be once again an open net. Dimitrov will just touch that one in, and this is a goal bonanza in game number one, as Odies have just been turning them in one after another.
Oh, absolutely. This is a big statement for the Orange team to make. This is a big, big statement here because obviously to go into this series, a game down due to the, the style of the bracket, to win a game down and to bring it to 4-0 in the opening game is a massive, massive statement to make and show that they're here basically to, bring it to the blue team.
Yeah, I'm bringing it to the blue team. They'll bring it to them one more time. Captain Quark in the 1v1 can't win out this time around. And Odis have just looked like the better team here in game number 1. You said it though, twos is a volatile game mode. One more goal. Captain Quark has enough boost. We'll turn that one in. No bother on that. 5 seconds left. 5 goals have been scored for the Odis side. And really it's all now on Uwu Stepdad to show us how they managed to win that winners final. Because as a reminder, I mean, they are the team that actually won that winners final. They are ahead in this head-to-head so far.
Absolutely. I think, there's many factors that could have gone into play here. As we said earlier, this is perhaps an opportunity for some players that, it's lovely capitalize on a quite good kickoff there. But this is, a chance for, as I said, some players that might not be experienced at the upper stages of tournaments to show themselves in those stages and show that they can play, and that could play in the inverse as well, in terms of there might be a little bit of nerves there causing for such a big upset in game 1.
Yeah, upset, exactly. And I think the other thing to look at as well is that, we're talking up that winners final, the fact that Uwu Stepdad did manage to win it. Because they won it, they've kind of been sitting cold for the last little while. Odis have been playing in the lower bracket for the tournament. They've got through that lower bracket final as well. And so they're potentially just coming in a little bit hotter. We're now looking for Uwu Stepdad to maybe step it up and actually regain the form that they had in that winners final.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it always plays a factor. If you're sitting out for ages, the comms are going to go cold, as well as, you're not going to be as warmed up as you would like to be. It can certainly play a factor. But I think that factor can certainly be rebalanced as the series goes on. I think we could see a change here.
And of course, we're saying, we're being not critical, but we're talking about how maybe they're not warmed up. But like, if you're looking at it, for me, I think the part was that Uwu Stepdad weren't getting the ball clear of their own half very aggressively. They weren't counter-attacking. Is there anything you'd look at specifically that you'd like to see from them here in this game too, as they look to regain the series lead?
Yeah, I think a massive thing in twos is that most mistakes in twos happen when you don't have the ball. So I think managing where you are positionally when you don't have the ball is a big thing, trying to make sure you always have the boost. As I said, the 12 pads are huge.
Yeah, just controlling boost. Wrench will have the ball in the middle of the pitch. Aaron will just be there. There was a great pop-up by Aaron for Wrench, and it was a great finish as well. And that's an early lead now for Uwu Stepdad here in game 2.
Absolutely. Look, the breaking games would have given them a chance to, sit there and talk, okay, let's focus on the next one. Let's get it together. We can show what we can do. And, great early goal there.
Yeah, they'll be feeling a lot more comfortable with that one, Will Stepdad. Although, as I say, still deeply uncomfortable with that name, Decomp. But
it's not exactly our favourite on the casting desk, but I'm sure we'll have to put up with it.
Yeah, we will, especially if they continue to do as well as that first goal did, although that miss by Aaron doesn't necessarily promise good things to come. Wrench will put this ball forward into the Odis half. Captain Quark's carrying this crossface goal. Very dangerous, nearly punished as Wrench nearly managed to turn that one in. Counter-attack is now on though. Aaron will cut it out for the time being. Dimitrov, the person under the ball, will miss it. Aaron missed as well. And now Wrench versus Captain Quark. Captain Quark gets in the way of the ball. This is pressure on the blue goal for the time being, but it'll be turned out by Uwu Stepdad. They managed to weather that attack for the time being. They'll look for a counter-attack of their own. Aaron will not make contact with the ball or the player. I think stuck a little bit there between trying to go for the bump or actually just trying to, pass across the Wrench in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught in between two minds, specifically, when your ultimate goal is to either get it to a teammate or get it yourself. It's very difficult to know which one is best. I think the Orange team did very, very well to manage that situation, given how big the clear was that started that passage of play.
And this situation is going to be another dangerous for them. Wrench nearly touches that down. That would have been a team play between two players on opposite teams, but this means that the Orange goal still under a little bit of pressure. Clear finally comes through for Captain Quark. Dimitrov slows that play down. That's a great threes play, but there's no third man rotating in to touch that ball, and so it'll be a chance for the blue team to reset, a chance to get clear, get boost. Aaron now under pressure from Dimitrov. Where is Captain Quark coming down across face goal? And in the 1v1 that are just constantly set up in this twos gameplay, it does feel to me a little bit like it is Odis coming out on top of these 1v1s all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a big thing in twos is your 50 ability. If you manage to boost well, you have a big advantage going into a 50-50 challenge, which that can absolutely tip the ball in your favor. You can put your teammate in a very favorable position if you win a big 50.
Yeah, and we are seeing those go in the favor of both sides. We'll keep an eye on how those 50s do go as game progresses. Aaron in a very awkward spot here. It'll be the 1v1 versus Dimitrov. Dimitrov with an early shot means that Aaron can get up to that one. Could have taken a little bit more time on that ball. given time for Captain Quark to rotate in, but chose not to, and so we are now in a position where the counter-attacks come through in a big bump on the team in the middle of the pitch. That shot is not quite on target. Where's the follow-up? Not there. Wrench flies past the ball, and now it's Aaron in the 1v1 against Dimitrov. Will take the ball away, but will bump Dimitrov afterwards as well. And that was a big chance for Uwu Stepped Out to open up the lead here in this game with 2.5 minutes gone. It's only 1 goal, Decomp, and I mean, you really want both of these teams to just find the scoring chances right now.
You really do. I mean, look, from a neutral standpoint, we'd love to see a really good series, and I think it's certainly a much closer game now than it looked to be in game one. But yeah, no, this is, I mean, very unlucky on that clear back there not to get the goal. But again, sometimes you prioritize getting the power on the clear, and you won't get the accuracy.
Yeah, that is exactly the case. As the power on the clear comes through once again, Wrench has gotten this done all the way up, has 2 players in the middle, and that's just a good demo by Dimitrov. Will open up a lot of space and a lot of time for Captain Quark to do whatever he wants with this ball. Will carry it clear of defence, dribbles past Aaron, will set it up for Dimitrov, but Wrench comes through well, and Wrench will have a chance for a second touch. Not quite on target. Captain Quark is backwards though, so the follow-up is there. Wrench will get the touch, sneaks it in past Captain Quark, who was just left in a very undesirable position on that one.
Yeah, it's an awkward scenario to be in. It looks to me like he didn't have too much boost going into that scenario, and yeah, the ball just getting essentially stuck behind him after a lovely kind of attempted pass from Wrench. So Aaron able to come in and try to clean up the scraps on that too.
Yeah, you can see Captain Quark in chat is fully aware of how awkward that was. And calling a few XDs come through, and that's going to be shot on target. Top right corner, Dimitrov strikes back immediately.
Oh, what a clanger. Yeah, that's a lovely way to respond to an awkward goal going in. Just absolutely pipe one into the top right straight away off the kickoff. Yeah, lovely goal there.
Yeah, beautiful placement, beautiful shot. And as you say, it's a great way to respond. Get 1 goal back when a little one that's a little bit unlucky goes in. And so with a minute 44 on the clock, it is still really anyone's game here, Decomp. I mean, it feels like either of these teams could still take it down from here.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, look, you got to look at this game and you look at how many goals were scored last game. There's still a minute and a half left and there's only 1 goal in it. Things could definitely change in the next 90 seconds here.
Could happen, and they could happen right now. Dimitrov's going to run the pitch. Dimitrov's going to put it in, and we are a tie game with under a minute and a half left.
Yeah, it's one of those scenarios. It's an unfortunate, a little bit of an overcommit there by Aaron as last man. He just, I guess got sucked into the play a little bit too much. You got to watch that, especially when you're low on boost and getting punished for it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask you not to use the word suck when we're talking about Uwu Stepped Out at all, ever again.
I'll try not to. I'll watch that.
No, other than that, we'll be fine. As Captain Quark, under a little bit of pressure, this time gets the awkward ball and gets it clear. Wrench is sitting under this. There's plenty of time and there's plenty of boost. We'll bang it off the back wall. We'll look for the second touch as well. We'll hit it off the wall again. Where is Aaron? This is now a little bit dangerous, but Aaron has gotten the shot on target. It was dangerous only in the sense their counter-attack could have come through. Whenever you double commit in those twos off the back wall and someone's a bit slow rotating it, there is the chance that the clear ball comes through and gets all the way there. And now once again, there is 2 players from the blue team sitting up here in the orange half, sitting in front of the goal with a minute left on the clock. They're looking for the shot on target. It's not quite there. Captain Quark pops it high. Dimitrov doesn't make contact, but now Aaron and Wrench are slow on the rotation back. Can Aaron make the contact? Just about touches it wide of the post on that one, and so the goal won't go in for the time being. And 40 seconds left on the clock. Counter attack now coming in. Aaron 1v1 straight up Captain Quark, flicks high. Captain Quark reads well and manages to keep that clear for the time being. And now Dimitrov once again turning it back in the other direction. The 50 goes in favour of Dimitrov. Doesn't have a huge amount of boost. Where is the support coming through from Captain Quark? Tried to flick it high. That's now on target. Captain Quark has to be up, and with 30 seconds left, all of these shots are landing on target, but none of the goals are actually dropping, Decomp.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing colossal composure here from Captain Quark. He has 4 saves in this game, and all of them have been in intense scenarios.
Nearly the goal as well. Captain Quark in a huge amount of pressure, is keeping huge pressure on the other end of the pitch as well. As now, once again, Odie's on the back foot. They'll get one more chance. That's on target. That can't surely be the goal that goes in. Aaron just about feather touch on that one to keep it clear. Ball is still in the air. I assume it's going to drop here in the Odie's half, and we're going to go to an overtime in game 2 of this series with the score tied at 1-1. Both of these teams looking to put themselves ahead.
This is a fantastic showing. This is what we wanted to see from a neutral standpoint. 2 teams looking really, really strong here. Aaron with a beautiful pre-flip with such low time left on the clock to stop what was potentially a really deadly scenario. So, yeah, teams really looking like they're settling into it now and starting to play much better.
Yeah, you have to hope that the spirit doesn't break for whichever team does lose this overtime, because only one team can actually come out on top here, and as long as the rest of the games in the series look like this, I'll be fine with it. Wrench will clear that, but it's straight towards Captain Quark, who will just leave it in the middle of the pitch. Dimitrov, that was a thought about whether or not to try and do something with it, chose against it, and it's a good thing because it's rotated out, has a chance. Captain Quark low boost here, no, has enough to actually try something. And now Dimitrov has control in the corner, and this is where the play sets up. This is where you really try something on, and Dimitrov will try something. A pinch off the ceiling will go directly into Wrench and Aaron. I'm not sure about who's taking that. The double commit means that there may be a little bit of space here for Odies to try something on if they want. That'll be launched towards goal, but it'll be just high over the goal. so no follow-up shot to come through either. That's now launched the other end of the pitch. Captain Quark, good rotation coming through. Both of these teams are doing a good job of actually getting back and defending well as well.
Yeah, they are. This tends to happen specifically as the series goes on. Teams get tighter and they start watching what may have been early series mistakes. So yeah, the rotation's looking much sharper than they did in game one for both teams.
Yeah, both players, and they're covering for each other as well there. You saw Dimitrov in an awkward spot. Captain Quark covered well. Now the pass could come through. Wrench will just demo immediately though. Space at the back now. Wrench, can he find the pass back to Aaron? A little bit too far back. The momentum is killed by a pass that goes behind the player moving forward. Now that means the counter-attack is through. Captain Quark tries to just chip it over the top of Wrench. Can't quite do it. Not enough boost on Wrench to get over that. There is Aaron. Can he get there? Tries to free flip into it again. Not enough boost. Not enough speed. Captain Quark though in an awkward spot has just launched ball for Aaron. And now it's just pressure on this orange goal. No goals to come of it. No shots even really to come of it. They're nearly coming off, but the ball is always just a little bit too awkward for them to actually get contact with. And now it looks like it could be Dimitrov passing down to Captain Quark. Not quite, as these shots are so close to landing every time, but they're not quite on target. They're not quite the killer goal.
Yeah, not quite there. Again, look, it's one of those scenarios, a really back and forth game. Both teams looking strong now. Both teams don't want to crumble under this overtime pressure, and both teams doing well to cope with that pressure too. Okay,
and say the pressure's leading to a few demos as well, and that's the way to open up space. Try something a bit different, throw your opponent off. Captain Quark misses. That's a big miss. There's zero boost on Wrench. Not a lot of things to capitalize on it with here. Aaron, that's a great pass across to him. Can't quite do anything. Big fake though will leave Captain Quark out of position. Another touch by Aaron will beat another defender. Where is the follow-up? It's there from Wrench. That was a beautiful setup by Aaron in the corner to just run circles around the entire team of Odies.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant play. Again, great composure to go for the fake in that scenario instead of overcommitting for the 50 there, and using the momentum of that to carry the ball up the wall and set the pass for Wrench. And yeah, that's a great way to finish an overtime game.
Whew. So we are now at 2 games gone in the series, 1 gone to each team. But of course, Uwu Stepdad, because they came in from the winners bracket, are now ahead in the series. They only need 2 more games to win. On the other side, Odies still need to win 3 more to actually take this series.
Yeah, with the back and forth nature of that game, you can never really tell how it's going to go. But Stepdad definitely doing well to, I guess, recover after what was really a battering in the game one to, take it back level in this series to then go and win this one. Big statement.
And I think Aaron as well, really stepping up at the end there. You know, Wrench has all 3 goals, scored the hat-trick there for Uwu Stepdad, but at least one of those goals, and kind of 2, came off the back of Aaron just doing a great job of splitting apart the Odies defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's scoring goals is a really important part of Rocket League, but as is creating the chances for those goals and into taking players out of the play like Aaron did and not. It's really important. It's how you're going to get a lot of goals.
Yeah, that's we will hope to see more goals come, because it's always fun as well watching someone with a really good assist in Rocket League. But we will see if that is the case as this game continues, as the series continues. That's Wrench up for that ball, very quick on the offense, but while the contact was made, the shot wasn't on target. That's a good demo though. Aaron can't quite find the shot on target. Captain Quark, that's a very important contact, and that means this ball will not have an easy chance, an easy route back on goal. Captain Quark now looking for the follow-up clear one more time. Not quite. This good pressure early on by Uwu Stepdad. Wrench tries to do it all himself. Can't quite get it though, as Captain Quark is being used to just get this ball across the face of his own goal. No goal to be had for the time being, but this is early statements coming through from Uwu Stepdad. They do not want to relent on the pressure. That's not going to roll in, is it? No, it's fine. Dimitrov has it clear finally.
Thankfully
this
not.
Is our chance. This is a counter-attacking chance now, very quickly. Captain Quark in the corner will get it across the face of goal. Ball is rolling all the way to Dimitrov, though. Can't get it past Aaron, and the pressure finally lets up, but nothing to come on the counter-attack from it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure going down. A big double demo. Oh!
That's the open goal on the double demo from Wrench. Wrench launches it high. It'll be the guillotine dropping down, and Wrench doesn't quite read it correctly. Aaron will try to follow it up. Now, surely this is the easiest counterattack of your life. It is, as Captain Quark will turn that one in without too much trouble at all. And hey, this is the problem with 2. Sometimes you do just overcommit on your pressure.
Absolutely. Look, it seems a little bit against the balance of play, but again, it's something you really do have to watch in 2s. You really do have to watch you might be sending a load of shots, absolutely pummeling enemies into their own goal, really trying to starve them a boost. But in that play yourselves, you might overcommit, and that's exactly what happened there to the blue team.
Yeah, so I'm sure, and the thing is as well, now they'll really want to get this goal back, and they need to be careful not to overcommit again, trying to apply a lot of pressure. Aaron is up for this ball. That's a good touch. Can't find the second one, which means it'll still be there for Captain Quark. That's towards goal. Aaron just about has the boost, just about gets up off the line and manages to keep that one out for the time being, keeping it at a 1-goal game. Wrench on the counter-attack. We'll have Aaron in the middle. There's a lot of Orange players there. Captain Quark and Dimitrov both covering back, and the counter-attack not quite there. I think that's been lacking a lot for Uwu Stepdad entirely in the series. The counter-attacking play just hasn't been as strong. And that's a great flick high. That's a great finish by Captain Quark, and it'll be a 2-goal lead now for Odys.
Yeah, really, really clever play to dink it over Aaron there, just capitalising on the fact both teammates on who stepped out really, really close together there, possibly starved a boost, getting caught, I guess, too close together, and Captain Quark seeing that, using that to his advantage.
And that's kind of what I was trying to bring up just before the goal actually went in, is that Odys have done a great job capitalising on mistakes and overcommitments. The counter-attacking has been really strong from Odys. On the other side, stepped at. They won the last game, I think, off actually tightening up their defensive rotations, but the counter-attacking hasn't quite been there for them, it feels like to me.
Yeah, it's, again, if they can kind of harness that, tightening up their defensive rotations, and then use that to carry them forward, that could be really good. We could see some really potent counter-attacking play for them. But again, they'll have to try and build it in stages, but Odie's done a really, really good job of keeping that from happening.
Yeah, Dimitrov trying to style there a little bit means that he's used a lot of boost up, and so this could be a counter-attacking chance as Wrench now will launch that one across the face of goal. Dimitrov is just a bit there and watches it all the way into the waiting arms of Captain Quark, who now has the chance to clear. Good clear past one. Wrench though will launch it high. This is going to come off the back wall. Awkward clear. Aaron's up for it. That's a good pass down. Wrench not quite in a great position to control it. Will carry past one, just dribbling through the entire defense, but doesn't have the finish. It's across the face of goal. Wrench had it set up on a silver platter and couldn't quite finish there. Good play though coming through from Uwu Stepdad. They are not dead in this game yet.
No, absolutely not. That's one of those scenarios. You saw exactly what happened. Again, the boost control, the counter-attacking play, it almost led to a goal, and that's another counter-attack. That's really, really clever from Captain Quark. Seeing the goalkeeper off his line, seeing the last man off his line, and taking that opportunity to bang one home.
It's tough. I mean, you saw it for a split second there as well on the directed cam. Wrench had a lot of boost, was sitting there, and it was just, as you said, the shot catching him a little bit by surprise. Just so much pace behind that launch from the own half. Captain Quark has the hat-trick now here in game number 3, and we're looking at potentially tying up the series all over again. Yeah, it's a big, big performance from Captain Quark. We saw last game he had so many saves, did a lot on the defense. This game really, really showing his offensive capabilities now as well. And yeah, he's really, really letting that shine through and capitalize on mistakes this game. Yeah, doing a good job, and Dimitrov nearly doing a good job of getting that one clear. The shot's not quite there from Aaron, and the shooting just hasn't. It's been plenty of opportunities for the side of Uwu Stepdad. Shots not quite coming through at the perfect point, and I think just the clinical, the finishing, the precision. If they tighten that up, they really have a good chance to take down this series because they've been given the opportunities by Odys. They really, really do. It's. I think if they can find that, if they can try and channel that finishing that they did find for even, we saw it in some moments of the last game. They looked really, really clinical and really good in front of goal. If they can harness that, find that again, I think we will see them get more goals than they have in this game, certainly. Yeah, fingers crossed. As unfortunately, I think there's a chance that my PC is about to restart. So Decomp. I am going to have to take over there. That is an unfortunate thing to happen here, but it does not matter. We're going to see a lot of pressure here from Odys trying to be counter-attacked here now. We're going to see who stepped out and maybe a slight overcommit here as Quark tries to read the backboard. Just unfortunate there, can't get the shot on. And again, this is really, really up to Odys here just to try and hold the lead. And again, a goal would only help solidify that. Good cut off there by Aaron. Good to block that in the midfield. It's going to be a really, really good opportunity to pounce on. He's going to get a middle, but saved again by Dimitrov. And was going to go to the corner here. Aaron trying to just rotate behind. Wrench trying to keep the pressure. Odie's going to be able to carry this one nice and high, trying to capitalize again. And with so little time left, it's going to be very, very difficult to imagine that Uwu Stepdad can do anything. And that game is going to end right there, 3-0 to Odys. Again, a big game. I'm going to try and hopefully see what we can get going back on the caster desk here. And hopefully Nualaoch's PC is all right. But yeah. Sounds good. I'm back, but I'm not loaded back into game just yet. So we will. Unfortunately, not sooner rather than later. Decomp, in the meantime, has been telling you what's going on, and as soon as I load back in, I'll have some idea of what's going on as well. I would assume, Decomp, that we are heading rapidly towards a game 4 in this series with both teams tied up. Yeah, absolutely. It was, again, it was a really, really good job by Odys just to close out the game. They held their lead very, very well, trying to apply some pressure at the end, trying to stop anything that Uwu Stepdad could do to try and kind of claw back a couple of goals. But yeah, again, they did a really, really good job of just tightening the defense and closing out the 3-0 win there. And, speaking of clawing back those goals, it really does. I was talking about it just before, unfortunately disconnected. But who stepped that? They felt like the team that's creating more chances in this series. They're being caught out by good counterattacks, but they're creating the chances. It's just that the finishing hasn't quite been there for them. If they can clean up that finishing, they can probably just roll over the rest of this series.
Absolutely. It'll be, it's all going to be about now who is the most solid defense. If as we mentioned it earlier, if Uwu Stepdad can shore up their defense as they did in game 2, and they can harness that, bring it forward, and hit the other team, hit Odys on the break, they will be able to cause a lot of problems for them. And we have seen it before. They absolutely have the offensive capability to get those goals. So if they can harness that, we really might see them come strong in the later parts of the series.
Yeah, we will. But hey, we are now back underway, and that's a shot that's going to roll all the way in. And Aaron will open up the scoring here. Hey, they couldn't find a single goal in game number 3, but in game number 4, they're going to open it up only 30 seconds in.
Yeah, starting out strong. As I said, look, that's exactly what we want to see from them. Shored up the defence, a lovely counter-attack. Aaron spotting the open goal and slotting that one home.
Yeah, so nicely done. That's got to settle the nerves a little bit. After you're held scoreless in any game, it's always a little bit rough to come into the next game, and you worry, is it going to be the same again? Getting that early goal is going to help them out a lot in just terms of how you feel in this grand finals as well.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be about kind of last game was more about damage limitation towards the end, so trying to come back strong in this game and really trying to show the reason why they did win the winners final to get here. You have to remember, whilst they're down in this series now, Uwu Stepdad did beat Odys earlier in the upper brackets, so they definitely have it in them, and it's just a matter of whether or not they can find it to do it again.
Yeah, which just makes it more exciting, as this is, only 3 games in game number 4, both teams tied because of that winner's bracket, giving the 1-game advantage to Uwu Stepdad. They'll be feeling good, and both these teams only need to win 2 to do it. Right now, if you win this game, you put yourself 1 game ahead, and Aaron's going to try and do it all the way, launched from the halfway line, and it's just there for Wrench. Set up by Aaron, just looking so threatening under that ball, though.
Yeah, that's great offensive pressure there by Aaron. A lovely bang against the backboard. Very difficult for Dimitrov to deal with. Quart trying to get there to the save, but Wrench slotting a brilliant shot into the left corner.
So here we go. 2 goals is now the lead for Uwu Stepdad, who probably the favourites coming into this grand final, given they'd won that already. They'll look to put another goal in early. Dimitrov, though, with a good bang off the back wall, will set up for Cork, who will just put the ball directly into Wrench's face, and so Wrench will clear that one easily. It's there for Aaron as well, and that's a good follow-up as well. And it'll sail behind Captain Cork, and can do nothing under that ball. Yeah,
this is what we wanted to see. This is a lot of offensive pressure, and they're hitting them really quick on the break. Brilliant demo there on the rotate out to clear up space. And a lovely little shot by Aaron, putting it behind Captain Cork, who has been so good in goal for the duration of the series so far.
Has been, and both of these teams, they're just trading high-scoring games right now. And the problem is, if you are an Odys fan, if you're an Odys player, you started this series 1 game down. You can't afford to just trade games until the end.
Absolutely not. And a big thing has been, as we've talked about, shoring up the defenses. Both defenses just leaking a lot of goals. It shows maybe perhaps a bit of nerves, shows a little bit maybe communication, but that's a great pass. It's it's a really good way to respond to being down 3 goals. Goes kind of with the classic saying, you're at your most vulnerable when you've scored, and maybe resting on their laurels a little bit there, overcommitting.
Potentially a little bit, and it's also something you said early in the series, and we haven't really seen signs of it, but a 2's game, like a 1's game, can turn on its head very quickly. And so just because Odys dropped 3 goals early in this game, defenses are leaky, games can turn quickly, and Odys could turn this one around, and they could start doing it right now as well. Dimitrov can get that bump, tried onto Wrench, couldn't quite get the touch, but this ball is still loose in front of the blue goal, and will finally be cleared. Aaron gets it all the way up. 1 more goal now, put themselves back up to that 3-goal lead they were enjoying earlier. That's a good bump out of the way. Dimitrov and Captain Cork are under that. There's Aaron taking away the boost in the corner means that this will be an easy rotate back in defense, but a good shot on target will put Wrench under a little bit of pressure. Has managed to get the ball clear. 1 more goal for the side of Uwu Stepdad. I swear, I'm just
not your favorite name to say. It's one way. Yes. But as much as we'd like to forget it, we have to remember it. So
exactly, it has to stay here the whole time. As they want to get back up to that 3-goal lead, and on the other side, Odys really wants to close this one up, and they're putting good pressure on. That's loose in front of the goal. Aaron just about turns around in time, and it's getting a little bit loose defensively now from both sides again.
Yeah, it really is. Again, Uwu Stepdad potentially realizing that they are definitely susceptible to a comeback here. So maybe some of the nerves slipping in there. It's again a really back and forth game we're seeing in this particular game.
Back and and forth. Doesn't matter if you don't score goals, as we've seen repeatedly so far in this grand finals. Anyway, Dimitrov now has a lot of control of his ball, flicks it high, wrenches under that one, and Captain Quark chose not to commit. Didn't want to be caught out over committing to that. It'll be down for Dimitrov again, who just launches it high. Captain Quark, I don't think has enough boost to follow up, and this will be seen just rotating back a little bit. Now chooses to cut back in on this rotation. It'll be launched towards Wrench, who puts it high and long. Has enough boost, tries to beat Dimitrov, who puts it down, but the ball is still moving towards this orange goal, which will just mean that Captain Quark gets a nice and easy clear length of the pitch and boom back the other direction by Aaron. His ball is now just bouncing backwards and forwards, end-to-end Rocket League, but without much intent from either team at this point.
Yeah, a lovely intense game of ping-pong 2v2 right now, both teams just clearing it to each other. But we might even see more of it here now, another big clear coming in from Aaron there. And again, it does a lot in 2v2 to get those clears. It alleviates a lot of pressure. And if you're on the blue team, it's great because it's killing a lot of time.
Yeah, every time that ball goes the length of the pitch, takes a few seconds to do so, and with only 50 seconds left on the clock, wasting 5 seconds every time is a lot of game time, as that is now once again just launching down to Aaron, who once again will just take it high. This time though, Captain Quark has managed to steal it away and nearly managed to find the shot on target, nearly landed correctly under that one, will launch it back off the back wall again. Wrench has to get it clear, does so magnificently, and so Dimitrov will be trying to bring this all the way back into the face of Aaron. Aaron, high off the ceiling, has left himself in an awkward position. It's there for Captain Quark, launches off the wall, but again, it's twos. There's no third man to come back in off a two-man play and clean that one up, and that just means that the clear comes through without too much bother for Uwu Stepdad, who now are probably feeling very comfortable about taking down this game. Only 10 seconds left with a 2-goal lead. Short of a miracle, it does look like we're going to be heading into Game 5 of this series with Uwu Stepdad on match point, on series point, on tournament point, Decomp, and all they need to do is win one more out of 2 from here.
Absolutely. I mean, based on how they performed this game, they definitely have the defensive capability to do that. They held on to the lead so well, despite leaking that one goal. The big clears were coming in every time they needed them, off the back wall, off the corner. Every time they needed them, that game really making it difficult for Odies to punish any defensive mistakes there.
Yeah, and less defensive mistakes coming through in the first place, which is, I think, also something we talked about. We wanted them to clean up those defensive rotations a little bit, and that's definitely what they did in that game. They weren't just leaving the big spaces behind, and those counter-attacking goals weren't there for Odies. That really did open up the big goal leads we saw for Odies in the previous games. Yeah.
I mean, look, you don't. I did expect to see it kind of as the series went on, that both defenses would become. I'd imagine the comms would become much more clear, much more determined, and they'd get much more used to playing with each other and shoring up those defensive errors. So, as usual, we're seeing less of them as the series boils down to potentially series point here.
Yeah, potentially series point, and potentially more than that. Tournament point now for the side of Aaron and Wrench. Uwu Stepdad will be looking to put it to bed right here. And that's not a family joke, I swear. Please leave it there. Fine.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate nature of that team name just means that so many puns and innuendos come accidentally, which is
just entirely accidental. God, it's awful. Okay, I blame other industries who've what they've done step related. We won't go any more in step than that.
Probably for the best. Probably for the best.
But hey, Odies will look to turn it around right here. They'll look to put this one off the back wall. A bit of a double commit from Aaron and Wrench means it's there for Captain Quark. Can't find the contact. And Dimitrov has bounced it high over the goal. Means no goal to be found. And means a counter-attack potentially here for Wrench, who is slowed down to pick up boost. Has the flick chance. Will get a pass. Just roll that one into the bottom corner. There wasn't a centimetre to spare on that shot.
Yeah, really did well to keep his composure there. Picked up the boost on the way in and just slotted it into the far left. Very difficult there to save that one. Put it right where they weren't. And just really calm, clever play from Wrench to put them up into, tournament point here. Really good.
Yeah, ahead in the tournament point game. I think it was a little bit rushed defense there by Odies, who double committed on that defense rather than rotating in behind each other. So maybe feeling the pressure a little bit now, because the pressure is most definitely on. Double commit again there on the defense, but this time it is Uwu Stepdad who did it. They'll have plenty of time to recover for this one. Dimitrov is under. Captain Quark gets a touch to it. Double commit again on the line, but it's fine when you get the ball clear and the other team is double committed as well.
Yeah, a little bit of desperation perhaps coming out here from Odies, just trying anything they can to get that crucial goal, and in the pursuit of that they might be double committing a little bit, and that could leave chance to be counterattacked by Uwu Stepdad.
Yeah, we've said Uwu Stepdad counterattacking hasn't been their strength in this game, but the more the other team double commits, the more the easier it becomes to actually get some counterattacks in. But this is just a chance right now. Captain Quark will launch that one towards goal, and it'll roll across the line to tie them up at 1-1.
Yeah, it's again a slight overcommit there in the defence. Just again, challenging in the corner is always a risky business, particularly if your opponent comes out with the ball and your last man. It's just unfortunate, and obviously Captain Quark did very well to spot the keeper off his line and just slot it home.
So you don't need to get fancy with it. Sometimes just launch the ball towards goal, and if there's no keeper in the way, well then that's a goal.
Absolutely.
It's important to keep in mind, even in these high pressure situations, just get the ball towards the goal. The captain's not there, and they're trying to do it again. Wrench and Aaron, though, cover it off well this time around, and they'll keep the pressure onto this Odie's goal. It'll roll down the wall, and a good demo by Wrench means plenty of space for Aaron. Huge demo by Wrench.
Yeah, as I said earlier, a lot of errors and twos come from when you're not on the ball, and Quark being caught a little bit perhaps stationary in the goal there. Wrench spotting it really well and bringing in a crucial demo to let Aaron tap home an open goal.
That's it. And I mean, to paraphrase dodgeball, if you can't dodge a wrench, how are you going to manage to hit the ball? That's exactly what's happening on the line there. Captain Quark will just about miss that one wide of the goal. Aaron and Wrench moving back up the pitch again. We'll see if Wrench tries to go for it. No, Wrench got demoed in the middle of the pitch there. Captain Quark had absolutely no interest in the same play being repeated that time around.
No, not at all. I mean, they have to really try to make sure there's no more mistakes that can be caught out. So just challenging in the corner. They want to try and keep the defence they did last game. Lots of clears, lots of big clears, booming clears, trying to hit them on the break. Just trying to shore up the defence. They've done that well in the last couple of games. So trying to hold it here.
And that was a good clear off the line, but it meant that Aaron stole the boost away. And so Aaron and Wrench will have all of the boost to actually continue this attack. Again, Aaron takes 100 off the middle of the pitch, but no, the counter-attack is there. Captain Quark was up so quickly in the middle of the pitch, nearly managed to get that one in, and that would have been a huge goal against the run play in that moment. But this is now just dropping in front of the goal. And against the run of the play, whether or not it was the counter-attack or not, we are now at a 2-2 game.
Yeah, again, maybe getting a little bit complacent. We thought there almost a pinch from midfield, almost sneaking its way into the far corner. It seemed like it was only a matter of time before someone could capitalise, and Captain Quark driving up the wall to catch that ball and drop it for his teammate did really well there.
Oh, but you don't want the kick-off goal here, and Captain Quark will cover that one off well. We'll pick up the boost, but goes a little bit out of position too. It leaves Dimitrov in an awkward spot, and Dimitrov has launched that one into the air. This is a chance for Aaron, who will just about be denied by Captain Quark. It's there for Wrench again, but Wrench can't find the shot on target. Huge save by Captain Quark to keep his team in the game and to keep this series alive. Which again, if Stepped win this game, they have won the whole tournament.
Yeah, a massive save there from Captain Quark. We've seen it all throughout this entire series and tournament. He's been so big for those saves, and that's a massive moment to pull one out.
These angles, these shots and these saves are all getting a little bit loose and wild from the players. They're not getting a lot of power behind them as they're just trying to get contact with the ball. This is a good dribble by Dimitrov, though. He's gotten past one, is now just 1v1 versus Wrench, but well shadowed by Wrench and well cleared by Aaron. Good follow-up on that. That's launched all the way. Aaron has a chance to put this one off the back wall. Won't quite get it in. Dimitrov does get a touch to it, which means Wrench can immediately turn around onto it. Captain Quark versus Wrench in this corner. In this right 1v1, it's flicked all the way high. It'll come off the back wall. That may have just touched it straight to Aaron, who launches it. It's not crossbar down, it's crossbar out, and the counter-attack is now on. Dimitrov in the 50-50 has gotten it all the way to the other end of the pitch, can't turn it on target, but will launch it high in front of goal. It's clear here. No, Aaron's come off the post awkwardly. Wrench will get the clear off the far post, and so that means it is now on target at the other end of the pitch, but Dimitrov does a good job of rotating out, keeping this ball clear of the line for the time being, puts it on target at the other end again, and we are back to end-to-end Rocket League. This time around, though, the game is tied, Decomp, and it means that there's no team that really is just rooting for this game to continue for as long as possible.
Absolutely. We're almost seeing a reformation of the ping pong we saw from earlier, just the ball going absolutely back and forth in both directions. We stepped up with a lot of pressure, but alleviated really well by Odie. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of what we saw earlier, and it'll be interesting to see how the deadlock is broken.
Ooh, see if either team makes a mistake as well, and that could be the mistake. Captain Quark has a shot in front of goal. Dimitrov can't find the follow-up, though. You feel like that was it for Captain Quark. Aaron Wrench will get it there in the middle of the pitch. Nearly a Rule 1 side-by-side forming, and it'll roll in for the blue team. With 30 seconds left, they put themselves in a position to win the tournament by doing nothing.
Yeah, Aaron with a bit of shoulder to shoulder almost action, just holding Captain Quark back from getting to that crucial save and leaving his teammate come in and slot away that goal. It's a massive moment to pull out a play like that.
It absolutely is, but it's not over yet, because we have seen so many counter-attacking goals just go in for this Odie side, and with 20 seconds left, they just need one to tie it up to buy themselves time in overtime, but that shot is going towards their goal. Aaron's trying to chase it, won't quite find it, and so now with 10 seconds left, there is still a chance for Odies. You can see up the other end of the pitch, Dimitrov is in the way of the keeper, will just have the ball denied. Dimitrov now turning on this. This means one more chance, Decomp. It's going to come off the back ball. Aaron's going to have a touch with it, launches it long.
Clear by Aaron.
Clear, and that is the clear that will seal the tournament as long as the ball touches the ground. ground. Aaron, you're allowed to let it touch the ground. Wrench will keep it up as well. Captain Cork still has it up. It'll finally drop. The tournament will end, and in 5 games, Uwu Stepdad have taken down the team they beat in the winners final, has given them a challenge, but Odies couldn't quite do it here in our grand final. GG to Uwu Stepdad. They're the 2v2 RLI Spring champions.
Yeah, they did a great job. I mean, we talked about it earlier. We talked about how they did beat them in the winners bracket. We know that they could do it. We knew that they could do it from earlier. But, I mean, to go down in the fashion that they went down in the first game, to get beat 5-1, bringing it back level, and then to come back and later show what they're worth, for lack of a better term. And, again, started showing up the defence, got big defensive clears, and was able to get, we criticised some of their counter-attacking, but towards the last couple of games, they really did find it. And I think that played a massive part.
Yeah, they cleaned it up and they stepped it up. And at the end of the day, that's all you have to do. I mean, they came in with the 1-game advantage, and that's the benefit of coming through the winners final. They really only need to squeak out 3 wins. And while Odies, honestly, to me, looked a little bit more convincing in a couple of games they won, Uwu Stepdad did what they had to do in those high-pressure moments and managed to take down the series in the tournament because of it. Yeah,
absolutely. Again, you can get convincing wins, but you have to make sure as well that you don't slip those kind of sloppy losses. And I think perhaps Uwu Stepdad doing a great job of making sure that it wasn't too turbulent towards the end.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it has played out. And hey, I mean, you don't need us to tell you that. You've all just watched the series as well. And who have we been? Well, Decomp. I've been Nualaoch, and you, of course, have been Decomp.
Yes,
it's been a great day of Rocket League. Yep,
it has.
Been a great day of Rocket League. It's been a lot of fun. Of course, if any of you aren't in the RLI Ireland Discord, that's where these tournaments are organised. You should head on over there. Make sure you are signed up, because there are plenty of tournaments running at all times. Decomp, anything you want to shout out?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just been really enjoyable experience. It's been a really interesting experience, particularly a tournament of this format with a maximum cap of Champ 3. It's interesting to see, bringing tournaments and the potential of winning a tournament like we saw to a demographic that normally wouldn't get that chance. So, it's been really fun.
Yeah, it's been exciting. And as we say, I think that's it now from us here on the cast. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all, I have no doubt, in the near future for another excellent RLI tournament. See you soon.